Well, hey people, we should be live on the channel. I've just clicked start streaming. Messi and Ronaldo may have left the World Cup, but I've not left you people. We're streaming once again on Sunday night. What are we doing? We're talking about news, we're talking about rumours, and I'm waiting for you guys to get in the stream, and then we can start. I've actually made some notes today about what we're going to be talking about. We got loads of stuff. We're going to be talking about who is going to be main eventing SummerSlam, who do you want to main event SummerSlam, who's going to be the next Universal Champion. We're talking about Dolph Ziggler, we're talking about Daniel Bryan, we're talking about when Ronda Rousey's back. Nakamura's been bitten by a dog. I mean, it's been quite a busy week in the WWE. We've got some people in here. We've also got a new graphic as well. So you've got my social medias at the top, right? And you've also got the live chat, obviously. So when you guys join, you can have a cheeky natter, and it will pop up. Let me just get up the page. I've lost the page, people. I've lost the page where you guys were. Hang on a minute. Let me close this. I've got you. Here we go. Right, so I'm going to start chatting to you guys whilst we are streaming. Who have we got in here? We've got Kevin Amber. He says Bobby. I'm not sure why he's saying Bobby, but yes, we are talking about a load of things today. First thing I want to mention is, what do you think of the new graphic? Is the new graphic okay? I had a few people complaining last time when we did the stream last week that there wasn't a graphic. It was a shambles. It was a bloody shambles. The chat was everywhere. It was a mess. So I've gone away and I've got a graphic now. So everything should look all right. What else are we talking about? Also, thanks for the support on the top 10 video I uploaded the other day. We did a top 10 video about like weird and peculiar rumours in the WWE. Did really well. I think it's on about 1,800 views already. So obviously, thanks for that. Thanks for that. Also, we did a video yesterday where I used Fortnite gameplay in the background of a WWE news video. What's all that about? Did you guys appreciate that? Did you like it? Do please let me know. Tom Lewis is in the chat. Hello, Tom. How are you doing, mate? We've got everybody's in here. Hopefully the new graphic is working all right, and you guys can watch the stream okay. How many people have we got in here? We've got 19 people in here. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was the main event of Extreme Rules. It's gone a bit tits up. Let's be honest, it has got a bit messy. This time last week when I streamed, we were supposed to be getting a crazy multi-man match where Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley would be facing the likes of Seth Rollins, possibly Drew McIntyre, possibly Baron Corbin, Seth Rollins, I don't know if I said his name, and the winner would main event SummerSlam and probably become the next Universal Champion at SummerSlam, but that's not happening anymore. Apparently Vince McMahon woke up and he was like, I don't want this anymore. He doesn't want that as the main event of Extreme Rules anymore, so it does look like we are now going to get just Bobby Lashley against Roman Reigns at Extreme Rules, winner to main event SummerSlam. That sounds what's going to happen. What do you guys think about that? I do actually kind of like the whole Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns thing on Monday Night Raw. I think it could be pretty good. I mean, Bobby Lashley was stuck in that absolutely horrendous feud with Sami Zayn, but it looks like they might have sorted him out, and he looked a lot more comfortable and a lot better in the position they've now put him in alongside Roman Reigns. And it does seem like they're going for this big Bobby versus Roman feud through the summer up until they find Brock Lesnar. So who do you guys want to see win the Extreme Rules main event? Do you want to see Bobby Lashley win that Extreme Rules main event and face Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam? Or the one thing I think could possibly happen, which your boy Cad SG has just suggested, Bobby and Roman draw, and then we get a triple threat match at SummerSlam. Now we all do know they brought the big man Bobby Lashley back to fight Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, and it went a bit tits up. They haven't really bothered putting a lot of momentum behind him, but they might have left it a little bit late. But could Bobby Lashley squeeze into that main event at SummerSlam and potentially face Roman and Lesnar for the Universal title? Could he even walk out as the Universal Champion as a way not to put it on Boomin' Lane's Roman Reigns? Let's have a look at how many likes we've got in here, by the way. Oh, I've just noticed them. Hit the likes, people. I think I'm just am I a little bit bright, people? Like, do I look a bit like... Jesus, I look a bit overexposed there. Let me sort out this absolute shambles of a face we've got going on here. Right, that might be a bit better. There we go. I think I fixed that. Right, so Tom Lewis says, I would love a triple threat. Yeah, I think a triple threat would be pretty good. Who wants to see Roman Reigns against Brock Lesnar again? We saw it at WrestleMania, mate. We saw it at the Greatest Royal Rumble. Do we really want to see it again at SummerSlam? I'm not sure. They need to stop treating Roman as John Cena. I think it's a bit of an issue, the fact that we can predict what the main event of SummerSlam is going to be months before it even happens. You know Roman Reigns is going to be in that spot, don't you? It shouldn't be like that, should it? You've got a guy like Bobby Lashley. Surely he should be one of the favourites. And he's obviously an outsider. Why is this guy Roman Reigns always the bloody favourite to main event every show? Not a fan. Well, the way is it? Triple threat match sounds decent. Channel that now has a purpose says triple threat sounds decent, but Extreme Rules is set to be a disaster. I think we've got some pretty good matches going. AJ Styles against Rusev should be pretty good. Sounds like we're going to get Jeff Hardy against Nakamura if he sorts out that bloody bite he's got going on. I don't think Lashley is that bad, and the match doesn't sound that boring. What was he saying there? This feud can give Lashley something to do, and yes, I want Lashley. I actually do want Lashley as well. Do you know it's coming home? Yes, I know it's coming home. I've just watched Spain get knocked out of the bloody World Cup by Russia and Putin. What is going on there? It's England's to lose now at this point, isn't it, boys? It's England's to lose. A&J Security's going in with the spam. We're going to have to put him on a bloody user timeout. Sorry, mate. I think I've got rid of you there. Soz, mate. Nathan says, I want a draw. So you guys are rooting for a draw in the Extreme Rules main event. That makes sense. I've seen a lot of people suggesting that because they want to see both Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns main event SummerSlam against Lesnar. Now, there's loads of news going around that Lesnar isn't going to be at SummerSlam. Honestly, I think it's fake news. Gemel, he's spamming the chat. Bloody hell, what is going on here? Put user in timeout. 300 seconds, you're gone, mate. You're bloody gone. That's what you get. I've sorted you out. Anyway, what are we talking about? Yeah, I don't think there's any chance. Oh Christ, what is people? I don't think there's any chance that Lesnar is going to be not at SummerSlam. Let's be honest. I think it's fake news. People are. Come on, Lesnar is going to be at SummerSlam. He definitely is. I just think people are making things up at this point. And the guy that I think it was Mike Johnson that reported it. He works. I think he works for PW Insider. Apparently he reported that he wasn't going to be at SummerSlam, but then tweeted later on that was actually taken out of context and he didn't say that at all. Right, what are you doing? Why do people want me to time them out? I don't know. I'm gonna have to get some mods in here. Does anybody want to be a mod? Just say if you want to be a mod. I might make you a mod. Make it a triple threat. Dub Day says make it a triple threat. Nathan says I want Roman to win. I thought you wanted it to be a triple threat, mate. What's going on there? I don't know. Anyway, what are we going to talk about? Tom, you know what, Tom? I'm going to make you a mod and you can sort out these people because you seem like you know what you're doing. I've just seen a comment about Braun Strowman. I think Braun will cash in Money in the Bank. When do you think he's going to cash in Money in the Bank? Current rumour is he's going to cash it in at the end of SummerSlam. So we don't all die due to overexposure to Roman Reigns, which could possibly happen. They're going to have Braun save it and just cash in anyway. When's Dean going to come back? I reckon Dean comes back the night after SummerSlam. I think he will. Right, Tom, you're a mod now, mate. Do your business. Do your worst. What's going to happen? What do you mean by making somebody a mod? A mod, they can ban people. They can put them on timeout if they get a bit cheeky. I don't know. I think I've got 3 mods. Anyway. Braun should cash in after Lashley win or Roman win. I think they're going to have Braun cash in when Roman wins, so nobody's a bit triggered that Roman Reigns is the Universal Champion. But do you guys even want to see Roman Reigns as Universal Champion? At this point, I'd rather have a bloody champion that turns up, do you know what I mean? Whoever it is. Kurt Hawkins. Dean for heel. I definitely think when Dean returns, he will be heel, but I don't think he's going to come back in the near future. I think the predicted date was it 8 months at least? So I think people are getting a little bit too overexcited. Me included. I made about 3 videos on it. Anyway, what else are we talking about today? Dolph Ziggler contract ending end of summer. Yes, they made Dolph Ziggler Intercontinental Champion a couple of weeks ago. Huge swerve coming. We've talked about this before. Drew McIntyre. Apparently he's going to turn on him. They're going to feud for the title around SummerSlam time. But apparently Dolph Ziggler's contract ends at the end of the summer anyway. Thing is, though, they've booked him for apparently they've booked him for a Comic-Con in December alongside Shawn Michaels, and apparently they do this quite a lot. They've also done this with Daniel Bryan, where they book them to do something after their contract, hoping that they renew their contract. But you know how unhappy Dolph Ziggler has been over the last few years. He's got a specific contract where he can turn up when he wants, go home when he wants, as long as he's actually on the show when he's got to be on the show. Would you guys be bothered if Dolph Ziggler just went, you know what, lads, I'm off? Would you be disappointed? Would you be surprised? I don't think I'd be surprised at this point. I think it's been on the cards for a while, but apparently Dolph Ziggler's contract within the next couple of months is up. Does he drop the belt to Drew and then goes? He hasn't re-signed yet, so it's in his court at the moment. Fireblaster says, I like it when Kevin Owens was Universal Champion because he was on Raw every week, not like Brock. Yeah, I completely forgot when Kevin Owens was Universal Champion. I was watching a few clips on YouTube the other day. He was actually quite good. He was just a bit of a bloody knobhead, wasn't he? A bit of a savage, bit of a knobhead, and he kind of gets away with it, which was quite entertaining. Kane and Bryan will save the tag team universe, at least that's what I believe. I haven't fully watched SmackDown yet, but of course I watched when Kane came back. We predicted that on the show last week. We could call this the Tom Cushney show, but we predicted that last week that Kane was going to come back. Buzzing. I saw a few people going, oh, why is they called Team Hell No now? That's not Daniel Bryan's gimmick anymore. I honestly think people just like complaining nowadays. Everybody knows them as Team Hell No. Let's be honest. Dolph needed to be a heel, but I'm not sure if he's been good. Dolph is a heel, but I think him winning the Intercontinental Championship was kind of out of nowhere. But I think that might be the plan. I think they're going to have Drew win anyway, so that's their grand scheme. Right, we're going to talk about Nakamura in a little bit, mate. Just seen a comment about that. We need a champion that turns up every week, definitely. Even if it's Roman Reigns. Let's be honest, we could survive that. I reckon we could survive that. Let's have a look at what else we can talk about. Right, I got a notepad right the other day because I thought there wasn't really much of a structure to the stream last week, and I wrote down some stuff, but it was a bit of a shambles. So what I've been doing through the week is I've been writing down stuff we can talk about today. So it's kind of like an overview of the week in news, basically. I got this notepad, £1 bloody 50 from W.H. Smith's. I thought that was a good deal, but it's right embarrassing because I went into the shop, I had loads of change in my pocket dangling around, and I went to buy it, right, £1.50 bargain, dropped all my change on the floor. I think I dropped like 2 coins, picked up my coins, I was about to pay, and then dropped another one, left it on the floor for a bit until he'd given me my other money back. He gives me my money back, I drop that coin as well. So I'd bent down 3 times. That's what she said. It was so embarrassing. I was all over the place. But anyway, what are we actually talking about here? Yeah, balls up of Extreme Rules main event. We've talked about that. Daniel Bryan not being pushed. Yeah, I talked about this in the other video the other day about why they might have re-signed Daniel Bryan just to keep him from wrestling in other companies. But do they really have Daniel Bryan's best interest at heart? He didn't actually complete any of the medicals that the WWE had done in the last 3 years. So, was it sexy though? What do you mean, was it sexy? Of course it bloody was. Apparently he's never going to be a top star anymore because they cannot trust him. And honestly, he didn't even pass the medicals anyway. So his contract is actually up in October, and I believe they've made him, he's actually going to be on the show in Australia, that house show in Australia, in October. But currently, his contract doesn't actually run up until then. So will Daniel Bryan be re-signing with the company, or do you think he will want to go elsewhere and try other things? Because let's be honest, at this point, they're not really going to do much with Daniel Bryan. I'm kind of thinking they might have possibly brought Kane back so Kane can do most of the work in this match, because they really don't trust that noggin of Daniel Bryan anymore. They can't risk it. They can't risk anything. He's never going to be a top superstar anymore in the company, which is a bit degrading, a bit sad. But what do you guys think? Would you be sad that if Daniel Bryan left and he could do some other stuff in wrestling, maybe some bigger stuff in other wrestling companies, or would you want to see Daniel Bryan stay just because it's Daniel Bryan, even though he might possibly not be doing much in the company anymore because they just can't risk it? Hi Tom, says the Shield's big fan. You're right. We're talking about loads of stuff. Basically, it's just an overview of the news over the last week. And we're having a bit of fun. Hit the like buttons, people. I would appreciate that. Ronda Rousey. Apparently, Ronda Rousey is going to be returning the night after Extreme Rules. The current news is it's going to be Alexa Bliss retaining her title against Nia Jax. Then it's going to be Alexa Bliss against Ronda Rousey. I always mess up her name. I think it's because I get a bit excited when I talk about her. Ronda Rousey against Alexa at SummerSlam, where she will eventually win the Raw Women's Championship against Alexa Bliss. I'm not sure why they're having her beat Alexa Bliss instead of Nia Jax. It might be the size difference, where it looks like it's a potato against the chip when it's Nia Jax against Ronda Rousey. This time, it'll just be a chip against the chip. So it might be a little bit more believable. But apparently they're setting up for a big win for Ronda Rousey at SummerSlam for the Raw Women's Championship. And she will be back the night after Extreme Rules, whenever that is. Nakamura dog bite. I saw a funny tweet. I follow RSN News on Twitter. They kind of tweet out WWE news and stuff all the time, and they wrote an article about what's going on with Nakamura and this dog bloody bit him and whatever. And they put, in the article it said, I hope Shinsuke Nakamura is the last WWE superstar bitten by a dog. I don't think that happens very often, to be honest. I just thought that was somewhat weird that they put. There is a rumour about Team Hell No will win the tag team titles. That would be pretty huge. I don't know if Kane is supposed to be sticking around, though, because he's got his whole thing where he's trying to run for mayor and everything like that. It would be awesome, but if it does happen, it's probably going to be a pretty small and a few weeks thing. I think possibly, maybe, only up until SummerSlam, something like that. I don't see Kane sticking around for very too long, and I don't see Daniel Bryan being at any division, at the top of any division in the future now. Somebody says Alexa Bliss fine though. Whoa, don't get a boner, man. Don't get a boner. We don't want that. This is a family-friendly show, especially considering it's only 6 o'clock and we're still getting over the fact Spain are out of the World Cup. Rey Mysterio possibly coming back. He's been announced as the bloody DLC for WWE 2K19, which is a pretty cool trailer where everybody was taking off their masks and stuff. Rey Mysterio takes off the mask and he's like, hang on a minute. I've still got a mask on. I do what I want. He's also the 2K19 DLC. So that's pretty cool. And we all know what happens when a superstar is involved in a video game when they're not currently on the roster. Brock Lesnar, I think it first started around when Brock Lesnar was in WWE 12 and then he returned like the year after. We had bloody Sting that was DLC. He returned. Kurt Angle was DLC. He returned. Rey Mysterio, he's gonna be back in the WWE, maybe around Survivor Series. I'm really looking forward to that, and because he was at the Greatest Royal Rumble, wasn't he? So I think it's quite likely he's going to get one more big run in the company, and I am really looking forward to that. We don't want any 205 Live shite or anything like that. We want the big man, Rey Mysterio, back in the world title picture. Let's be honest, he can still do it. He can still bloody do it. As long as they don't have him come out as number 30 in the Royal Rumble, well, everything will be fine and dandy. Is everybody enjoying the stream? Are you enjoying the new graphic? And you guys are on the live chat and everything. I think you guys hopefully appreciate that. You can see yourselves in the stream and everything like that. Also, remember, if you do subscribe, I think it's supposed to like pop up on the screen. Even though, to be honest, I don't even think it's popped up at all, the whole bloody video. But France to win the World Cup. France were amazing. That Mbappe, 19, he's younger than me. Running riot. If bloody England come against Mbappe, we'll be fucked within the first, 3 minutes. Jesus. Right, we've got Ethan in. He's finally bloody joined. He's having a bit of Tom Cushney on his Sunday. Gracie says, I love your videos, thanks. That live chat is delicious, says Tom. Cheers, man. I think the graphic's alright. It reminds you guys to follow me on all these things as well, because some of you forget. What else have we got to talk? I don't even know if I've got anything else written down. We've already talked about a lot of stuff, to be honest. Oh, yeah, by the way, if you do want to support the channel, you can actually... Oh, shit, never mind. I've forgotten to put the bloody... the link in the description, so ignore that. What other matches have we got coming up? So apparently Kevin Owens is going to be facing Braun Strowman at Extreme Rules in a steel cage match. Not sure if they're all going to fit in the same cage. They're quite big dudes. Unfortunately, it's not going to be like a car versus car match or a Hot Wheels extravaganza match, thanks to what happened on Monday Night Raw. It is going to be a steel cage match. I'm never really a massive fan of the cage matches that they do, WWE, but this actually sparked a good idea, I thought. What happens? I'm trying to think of a new idea for a new top 10 video I could do. What happens if I do a top 10 video about the top 10 worst WWE stipulations of all time? Would you guys want to see that? I think that would actually be pretty savage and pretty fun. I was thinking we could put the Inferno match in. The Inferno match that Bray Wyatt and Kane had. That's the one I was thinking of. I was like, that was pretty shite when we first watched it. The Contract on a Pole matches, they're garbage. What's the one where they have to hit the buzzers around the ring? That's garbage. What was that bull rope match that Sheamus once had? I think we once had did we once have a steps match as well at TLC one year? So if you guys want to see that, a top 10 worst stipulations of all time video, then I think I'd quite enjoy doing that. Hitler999 says, why ain't you answering me, Tom? To be honest, I haven't even seen your question, mate. I think you would... he's put hi. He's put hi. I don't know if you asked a question, mate. If you did ask a question, I'll answer it, dude. Yeah, strap match. They are dreadful. When are you doing WWE Supercard videos? I haven't played Supercard in ages, man. If I was going to do Supercard, I'd probably stream it like now, whilst I was doing a news video or something. Ambulance match? I remember Ryback had a pretty good ambulance match against John Cena. That 3 Stages of Hell was pretty good. Dub Play says, please DM me back on Twitter. I will, man. After we finish the stream, if I can find it, because I do get a lot. Yeah, ambulance match is dreadful. Hello from Malaysia. We got somebody. What time is it in Malaysia currently? I want to see 6-man Armageddon. What other terrible, terrible stipulations can you guys think of that we could do a top 10 about? Are you going to do 2K18 career? I don't know. I did enjoy doing that stream that I did, but everybody's just pumped for 2K19 now, aren't they? So I was thinking maybe we could just do like what we're doing now instead. Get ready for 2K19, obviously. I want Ronda Rousey to go in a match with Tamina. I don't even know what Tamina is. Is she even on the roster anymore? Every recent steel cage, I would say every recent Hell in a Cell, but we have had some good ones recently, especially that Shane McMahon Kevin Owens one. But the Hell in a Cell matches where they just don't go outside the cage, they just have a normal match with a cage around it. Overhyped, I think. House of Horror, oh yes, House of Horrors, that was a dreadful stipulation. Was it even a stipulation? I don't know. I'd love to see the Inferno match return on 2K19. I'd love to see the Buried Alive match, the casket match, return on 2K19. It's 1 a.m. now, but Spain is out of the World Cup. I know. I've mentioned it a few times. Spain are gone, mate. They're bloody gone. I think it's England's to lose at this point. The flag match, yes, that was dreadful. I remember falling asleep watching that live. That John Cena and Rusev flag match was shite. What's your favourite Fortnite skin? I don't know the ones off by heart. I want to get the World Cup ones, to be honest, but I'm a bit stingy with my money. What is your favourite WrestleMania? Mine was 22. I loved WrestleMania 30. WrestleMania 17 was great. What else have we got? What other questions have you got? What else do you want me to talk about? We got Extreme Rules. I announced yesterday that we're going to see Seth Rollins take on Dolph Ziggler again for the Intercontinental Championship at Extreme Rules. Apparently they don't have anything for Seth Rollins to do. He was supposed to be in the Extreme Rules. He was supposed to be in the Extreme Rules main event, but Vince McMahon just woke up and decided he didn't want that anymore. He didn't want that as the main event. Punjabi Prison, another kind of dreadful stipulation which hasn't been very good down the years. Hit the like buttons, guys. I'd appreciate that. You can follow me on social media as well. My favourite match type is a Battle Royal. Ooh, I would think Battle Royal is quite a low down one for me, to be honest. I love the Royal Rumble with the surprises and stuff, but Battle Royals are just, I never find them that fun. I'm honestly not really a fan of submission matches either. I've never really been a fan of I much prefer like a normal move to end a match. And a match surrounded by just submission wrestling, I'm not a huge fan of, to be honest. Surprising that you like the Battle Royal. Like, you would say that was one of your favourites. Obviously the Andre the Giant one's pretty good. Yeah, submission matches are boring. They just take too long. I do like Iron matches, though. They are good. Would you like to see Batista against Triple H at Mania? Yes. I think eventually we will get Batista back for one more run. He wants it. Obviously, the WWE wants it. Yeah, I would absolutely love to see Batista back again against Triple H. Would be pretty good. They brought him back, and then he kind of sort of like waved goodbye to Triple H in the end, where he kind of got rid of him. Beat the Clock matches. Ooh, that's a controversial one. I mean, Beat the Clock matches are exciting, but they're kind of a bit predictable. They always sort of end in the last 5 seconds, but they're unique. I like Beat the Clock matches, I think. But I guess I think it would make a good video if I did it, because it'd be quite controversial, I think. Somebody said Brock. What are you saying, Brock? And a lot of people spell my name Tom Cruise. I think it's the autocorrect. Also, what I was thinking was, triple threat tag team matches are a bit stupid as well, because why would somebody who's in the ring tag somebody on the other team to get in the ring? That also doesn't make sense to me either. See you, Alex. Thanks for checking out the stream. If the WWE repack the Ascension with their NXT gimmick, that could save their career. I don't really know what they're doing with the tag team division. They've only just brought AOP back, to be honest. It doesn't really seem like they know what the hell they're doing with anybody. They don't know what to do with the Bar. They haven't been seen in, I think, like a month on SmackDown. Not doing anything relevant at all. Apparently they just don't know what to do with them. Well, that's exciting. Also, I talked about in my video the other day about top 10 crazy, weird rumours that are going on in the WWE at the moment. You should check it out if you haven't. But we talked about intergender matches possibly becoming more of a thing. With James Ellsworth coming back, apparently he's like an intergender champion where he defends against men and women, and he's like the self-proclaimed sort of intergender champion. With him coming back, and the fact that we had like sort of Ronda Rousey wrestling Triple H for a good 5 minutes at WrestleMania, James Ellsworth apparently having a match against Asuka. Was it this week or is it next week? A lot of the women beating up James Ellsworth when he had his last run. Would you guys want to see return of intergender matches becoming more of a thing in the WWE? Imagine like Nia Jax against Braun Strowman. I think eventually one day it might become the norm. With a mixed match challenge as well, where I think there's a clip of like Naomi doing one of her finishes to Goldust. I think it's quite likely we could get that. James Ellsworth as bloody Raw Women's Champion, he'd probably be pretty bloody happy with that, wouldn't he? But what do you think about that crazy idea that I've just suggested there? That was in the video the other day. Some people said it was good. Some people said maybe not so much. James Ellsworth gimmick is being sexist. I don't think it's being sexist. Is he even a man? He just looks like an alien to me. Ellsworth defended it against Grimm's wife. Well, there you go. So he's up for it. But what like dream man versus women matches would you guys want to see? We could have some absolutely crazy ones going on. Ronda Rousey against bloody Brock Lesnar. Never say never. Never say bloody never. Reply to comments. Well, you put Roman. I can't reply to that, mate. What's your favourite finisher? My favourite finisher is the RKO, definitely. I don't watch New Japan Pro Wrestling. I've watched some bits of it, but I just don't have time. I was thinking about the other day watching Ring of Honor again, because I was watching some clips and that looked quite good. Do you think Goldberg's son going to become a wrestler? I have no idea. He's like 7, isn't he? I mean, if Nicholas can become Raw Tag Team Champion, there's hope for us all, mate. There's hope for us all. What do you think of the World Cup? This has been one of the best World Cups in recent memory. It's been awesome. I mean, there's like a surprise every day. We don't have Ronaldo or Messi anymore, but at least I'm here on YouTube. Who's rumoured against Brock at SummerSlam? Well, we've been talking about that already, Harry, and we think either it's going to be Roman again, or it's going to be triple threat action. Bobby Lashley, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar. Winner walks out as Universal Champion with a possible cash-in from Braun Strowman. How about this? It's a triple threat. Then Braun Strowman, a few weeks before, is like, I want my match at SummerSlam. Like what John Cena did, where he gave CM Punk like a week's notice. Could you see him doing that? I don't know. I bet we're going to see triple threat. Yeah, I think the fans, when they saw Bobby Lashley last week, they were like, hang on a minute, we could actually enjoy this. This could be good. Put Bobby Lashley in this position. Yes, Jose David, if that's how you say, is it Jose? Can I get a shout out? I'm shouting you out, man. Orton and Goldberg versus Tom and Kane. We could do that on 2K18 if you want. Can I have a shout out? Benjamin, of course you can have a shout out. This is why I made the live chat like viewable on the stream. When are the Young Bucks joining WWE? I have no idea. I don't know these things. I don't know these things at all. Anyway, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up for this week. We've been streaming for about half an hour, and we've covered all these things. We've talked about all these things. I'm not sure what video to do tomorrow. If you guys want to suggest what kind of video you'd want me to see to do tomorrow, that didn't even make sense. Do let me know down below before I sign off, because I'll start planning that right here, right now, and then we can have a video everybody wants to see tomorrow. I've also got another Fortnite clip that I want to put in the next news video as well. So, Moises, bye Moises. Who are you rooting for in the World Cup? Obviously England. This is England's best chance. Yes, Germany, Portugal, Spain. Who went out? Was it Argentina? They're all out. See you, Tom. Nobody's commented about what video they want to see tomorrow. 10 words match stipulations. That might be Tuesday. I might need a bit more time to do that because I haven't started looking at it yet. But we've had some good suggestions. I don't want to miss out any obvious ones though. But anyway, thanks for watching, people. Hopefully you have, in fact, enjoyed today's video. Take care. My hair's not even spiked. Take care. Spike your hair. Right. Thanks for watching, people.